right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ray Reynolds here. Please write down Ray. Last name is Reynolds. This is what's called the Credit Hour with Ray Reynolds. It's very simple. It is sponsored by rayscredit.com. It's always live to help people answer their questions and do what needs to be done. Everybody wants the American dream. Now remember, there's no tape recording, there's no pictures. You got to write it down to get it here. So the first thing is just talking about you. You this year should become the corporate millionaire you've always wanted to be. Bottom line, that's 2022. Now keep in mind, I want you to focus on a corporation with 3 divisions. I want you to focus on the line of defense. So the ability to go get the American dream is getting that free corporate credit. You see, corporate credits are write off in an interest rate. We have to write it all off. It creates debt, offsets the taxes too. Ultimate goal, we're going to give you the steps to the millionaire today. So keep in mind, we're going to give you the first 25 steps. So please write them down. Ultimate thing is repackaging your whole life to the millionaire status. So the bottom line is getting past go. Keep in mind, I want you to get unstuck, and I want you to focus on one thing instead of being a procrastinator killing the dream. Now, my programs are simple. I've done this for 44 years. At the end of the day, they become free. Let me explain that to you. What I want to do is give you 100% of your money back, or at times 10, all right, through personal business credit. That way you get basically a gain for your investment today. Corporation with 3 divisions. That way we get to the $1 million dream. Now remember today, I'm going to say 3 things I want you to write down right away. I want you to write down see it, believe it, go get it. So let's focus on that house. See the house you want. If you don't have it, I'll teach you how to go get it right away. Now car, sorry to say, the car is registered to you. I think when you drive that car and you hear that noise, it's going quack, quack, I'm a duck, I'm a duck. You see, cars should be fleet price tax ID division. Next thing is going to talk about money. See, every time you got money, you spend it, it goes buy, 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 you end up broke. The next thing is focus on a franchise or some kind of business. You see, when you do retire, guess what happens? Your bills don't go away. You end up basically spending all your money and go live with your kids. That's no fun. So let's keep in mind, I want to get you a 750 credit score. The ultimate goal is very simple. It's called see it, pray, believe it, and God opens the doors. That's how it works for me. In 90 working days, I can usually get you in the right direction. That's the ultimate goal. So the house, for instance, Pathlight Management Company, they'll buy the house for you and lease it back to you in 12 to 24 months. And they'll turn it to a mortgage for you. So you might want to check out pathlight.com. Ultimate goal, me, it's very simple. When I was born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. My mother didn't want me. She threw me away. Oh, wow, what can I say? From there, it's very simple. The Hope family. Mrs. Hope, the she-devil from hell, told the world she's taking care of the kids. Well, she used and abused them, and then she dropped me off at Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30. I got to learn to beg and steal and eat out of a trash can. I think that kind of sucks, but understand something. God gave me a weird brain. I brought in my first 100,000, my million, then I brought in 2.6 billion at 26. So let's figure this out. Even though Mrs. Hope dropped me into the trash can behind the grocery store and fed that food to me too, even though she dropped me off Redondo Beach Pier every morning at 6:30, picked me up at 5 o'clock till I was 9.5 years old, bottom line is very simple. I got to roam the streets at 3 years old to 9.5. Nobody gave a damn about me. It's simple. I went by the Baptist church in Redondo Beach. This lady handed me a book. She says, this has all the answers you're ever going to need. I said, yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? So I looked at it. I was very nice and polite to her, and there was a Bible. As I walked away, I looked at the sky, and I go, yeah, right, there's really a God. I'm being physically and mentally abused. I'm eating out of a trash can. I'm begging, I'm stealing. I'm 4 years old. I get a mommy and a daddy like most people do. So there's a God. Why the blank am I going through this? I challenged God. Ever since that day that I dared to say that, everything I touch turns to gold. I kind of like that. See, the reality is I'm going to give you a personal guarantee in writing and on the webinar too. 90 working days and get anybody in the right direction. Got to get to the point we get you to a 750, all right, and build that credit to the corporation. For instance, here's a client on 2/22/2022, 757 more. That's what I want to do for every one of you. Now, the ultimate goal is right down to today's date. Project 90 working days. See, the goal is this: as you project the 90 working days, you're going to get to about, June 20th or so. And I want to show you exactly how you can get the American dream. Now, I'm from Show Me State. I think a lot of people are full of blah, blah, blah. I can show you the mansions. I can show you the yachts. I can show you the Lamborghini and the big buildings, too. Bottom line is I want to help you go get yours. The reality of today is simple. Now, one of my goals is to create homeless parks under freeway dead zone, which is every 6 miles of a freeway. See, the homeless people aren't going away when they're doing this affordable housing crap. To me, that's not going to solve the problem. You build it, they will come. All we have to do is build the homeless parks under the freeways. Okay? We got to get them humanity. Okay? It's ridiculous. Nobody wants to see that crap anyway. The reality is I used to be one of them, too. So the bottom line is, basically, that's one of my goals, to solve that problem. But again, I want you to focus on you too today, too. So let's understand. All right, people can call the office today at 800-510-3338. They can ask questions. They can call me too. Remember, this is sponsored by racecredit.com. Now, time, I can't waste time. See, I didn't know, worth a couple $1 billion in 2009, I ended up laying in the hospital in the coma and die. But I got to come back and help you. You're going to pay attention today? July 4th, 2009, what did we do? We took one of the yachts from the backyard, the group of people to watch the fireworks. That's all we did. And then the next day I'm in a coma and I got to die at 5:41. But I got a choice. But I did hear my wife sign a POA while I was in that coma too. So there I am, die at 5:41. All right, given a choice to stay in peace or go back that day. H1N1, pandemic number 9. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour. How can I help you? You want a corporation. Okay, you have a corporation, but you want a new one. Why do you want a new corporation? Because the corporation you did is 10 years old. Well, that's probably true. See, corporations, usually after about 17 months, they dissolve them or the state suspend them. They're no good. People that call me all the time, I got a corporation for 3 or 4 years. They don't look it online. It's like they're sitting there going, beep, beep, beep. That's about it. It's ridiculous. So a new corporation. Well, I'd start with a C Corp, closed corporation, and I would build all the credit you want me to. So the bottom line is I want Nevada. Where do you live? You live in Texas. No, you're not doing a Nevada Corp. That's ridiculous. All right? Everybody wants, I don't want to pay tax. Corporations don't pay tax so they make a profit. Before I died in that coma, I was the largest registered agent in the world, and I sold 10 times more Nevada Corps than anybody on the planet. You cannot circumvent your state. All right, they'll fine you for doing that. So we're going to show you how to get to the profit zone, okay? So why don't you give a call to 800-510-3338 and talk to one of our specialists today. There's a good one on the phone today. Her name is Brenda. Just ask for her. She'll be glad to help you. All right? Stay safe. Have a blessed day. So here I am in that coma, listening to all the people. My wife signs a POA. Someone stole my life. That wasn't very fun for me. Now, let's get you past go. What does it mean? Simple. I can show you the Lamborghini collection. I can show you the Duffys. I can show you the mansions. I can show you how this white dude, me, broke the world record for the highest kick on the planet. And all the time I hear all these dumb people saying, white man can't jump. All I hear is a bunch of dummies since I hold the record to this day. Next thing we got to focus on basically is how about the race boats in the backyard? How about the helicopter? How about the U-Dog? How about the yachts? How about the Ferraris too? You see, I don't want to basically show you unless I got it myself. So I'll show you how to go get yours too if you want. We're going to call it Ray's Rules today. Now, this information is a gift from God. He gave it to me to give you. Are you going to pay attention today? I pray that you do. See, the lack of knowledge is why people bring the pain home time after time again. All right? People aren't stupid. They just don't know how to play. You see, the lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. Now, let's talk about the credit repair flaky companies out there today. It's simple. Here's the Federal Trade Commission in your face. It says credit repair is a fraud. It says you have to rebuild your credit. It's not broken. It says the credit repair companies can't collect money up front. But they break the rules all the time and lie. And then they take your $99 plus per month for a couple years and you still have a 500 score. So the bottom line is getting to know me. Every seminar, workshop, and boot camp you're stuck with me. Keep in mind, I want you to get a copy of that page from the Federal Trade Commission. All you have to do is Google Credit Services Act. They're also going to talk about the Credit Repair Organization Act too that says attorneys can't do credit repair. So getting to know me, 44 years online or in person, I've been helping people just like you. Ultimate goal is all we got to do. And then remember, this is sponsored by RaceCredit.com. As we do this, let's keep in mind what I want to do. I want to get your personal credit to a 750. I want you to be a CFO, Chief Financial Officer. I want to build cash credit to your SS4, which is a tax ID, to Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I want you to focus on a corporation 3 divisions so we can get to that $1 million of credit for you right away. Like I said earlier today, every seminar, workshop, boot camp, you're stuck with me. I've been training rich and famous people for 44 years. It's about time to train you. We get to play. Now, every morning I wake at 2:25 on my knees thanking God for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. I do what's what I call Ray's mirror test. See, I didn't have a family as a kid, so I have to put myself in check. I ask myself 2 questions. Have I completed everything I need to? The answer is no. Is there more to be done? Most of you ask your friends and family their opinion because you're going to try this or that. Instead, they basically pull you down and give their opinion and weigh you down because they know better than you. All right, that's not true. Don't let somebody ever, all right, cloud your direction. I want you to see it, believe, and go get it. You got 4 ways to get to $1 million status. You can basically win the lottery. You can inherit the money, get a raise. Or you can let me rebuild you in about 3 to 6 months or less. And I can do it right away for you too. Ultimate goal, there's 1,000 steps to the $1 million dream. All you got to do is follow through. Here's the first 25 steps today. You got your tablet and pen. All you got to do is write down racecredit.com, clickety-clack, get your credit reports for free. Give me the reports right away. The next thing is we can tear it apart. It's step number 1, 24 more to go. So let's do this. Why don't you pull out your Social Security card? Come on, ladies, it's in your purse, minutes in your wallet. So let's remember when we were kids, we were told like sheep to go get our SSN. We had to get that to get a job. Now read the Social Security card that's in front of you now. It'll say do not laminate, do not basically use for variety purposes. On the back of the card it says Property or Social Administration, not you. The reality is we did that to create our first 1040 tax return. That's step number 2. Keep in mind I'm going to give you a statement of guarantee in writing. Half the page is in red ink. This means you have to live by the rules and tools because I give you back a money back guarantee as long as you don't screw up the program. You've got to get your debt to ratio. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour, how can I help you? Okay, so you've been with a credit repair company for 2 years, okay? And your credit score is a 602. All right, could you tell me the company's name? CreditRepair.com. You do realize they're Lexington law as well, correct? So you've been paying them how much? So you've lost $3,000 and you still have shitty credit. Congratulations. Okay, the reality is you can get that repaired. No, we have to rebuild it. Anything else is crap. You got to be told the truth. Just like the guarantee I put in writing. No new accounts, no inquiries. Don't screw this up. Get the debt to ratio below 30%. Okay, I'm sorry you lost $3,000. Why don't you give the office a call today, 800-510-3338. They'll get you in a program that costs about $500, and we can give you a $1,000 card to reimburse yourself by 2. So the bottom line is, that's why they call me the Godfather Credit for you. Ultimate goal, 90 working days to 180 days. Okay, but you got to follow through. You got to do your part. Step number 3. Okay, if you don't do your part, then it's not going to work. So let's remember, there are 12 acts to use to reverse the process of bad credit. Why don't we beat up the creditor? That's even fun, versus the credit bureau. Legal action method, hell, I sued all the banks, even Chase Bank. I made the president of Chase Bank come from Delaware while I kicked his assets in Santa Ana. It was fun. So you got more rights than you think you do. You even have the legal action method as well. So we can rebuild anybody if they allow us to. Now, let's remember something. Years ago, write down Harold Stokes, Ken Yarborough. Harold was my mentor, professor of law. Ken Yarborough, security chief at TOW in Experian. I'm the one who trained him, by the way. So I created a program called Rapid Scoring for your mortgage companies. Rapid Refresh does something a little different. We block the bad credit and we push the score up. Because some of you, probably all of you, need some new credit right away because you screwed it all up. Here we took a picture of Credit Karma. This client was a client of Lexington Law too. A couple of years, and she had a 550 score after spending thousands. So here's proof, 157 points in 45 days, by the way. And that's all we had to do. It's pretty simple. From there, let me show you someone who's got a 651. No green lights. Do I get him to 791 in less than 90 days? How about we look at somebody who has a bankruptcy, no credit at all? I got him an unsecured credit card right away. So the ultimate goal is how we play the game. This person's late on their house payment and their car payment. I still get them $3,000 right away. Everybody has the right to rebuild their credit. Now remember, Rapid Score, all it does is block crap, push scores up. That's what it does. That's all it's supposed to do. All right, I charge $500 to do a rapid rescore for you. All right, now that client that had that 550, and again, here's 157 points in 45 days. When I was done, I got her 211 points in 90 days to buy that house. So if all you want from me is a rapid rescore, take a picture of Zelle right here. Ray Reynolds, that's my name. I'm the recipient. From there, instead of a phone number, it's an email address, ray@raisecredit.com. And you send $4.99 right away, and you're stuck with me too. It's all you got to do. Make it simple. I like the KISS method. So if you need your credit rebuilt, we're going to rebuild the credit. We're going to add a rapid rescore. The office normally charges you $9.98 for that program. Today on the webinar and the broadcast, we're going to give you half price. I want to take away all your excuses. I want to invite you to Saturday classes that are online with me. All right, it's very simple. And it's going to be done in 90 working days, no more than 180 working days for you. Now, I'm also going to add you, if you did that right away, a $1,000 cash credit card back to you. That way you can double your money while you get a 750 score guaranteed in writing. See, I don't have excuses. What's your excuse today? It's called Zelle, and get play with me and get your score to a 752. Now, some people go, I don't have money, Ray. Simple. Well, it's pretty simple what Billy did. Billy didn't give us any money. He gave us so many referrals, he basically just went crazy with it. Everyone he talked to was a referral, it seemed to be. So I got him $105,000 of personal credit. He has $845,000 of corporate credit. He maintains a 786. So that's how he got his $1 million of credit. But again, for every one of you, I want you to focus on something. When you refer somebody to us, we pay you 10% of cash credit back to you, or give you another credit line too. You got to decide which way you want to go. So everybody you refer, if they Zelle in, we Zelle back to you up to 10%. It's pretty simple. See, on the Zelle, which is all banks and credit unions use, it's kind of fun. There's a message area. Basically, that's where you can actually say, when you Zelle the money to Ray, basically put my name there as a referral, and then we know you're connected to that person, and we Zelle you money right away too. I like simple. That way you get your money. That's all you want to do. Remember, I want to get you 100% to 10 times money back to you. I want you to focus on a Corp in 3 divisions. Now, the biggest problem is your lack of knowledge. Don't take it personally, but the lack of knowledge is the stupidity of man and woman. See, your electric bill, cable bill, and all the things you do are selling you on a national mailing list. That's how you're getting half the robocalls, too. So why don't we call this number? It's 888-567-8688. Opt out for 5 years or a lifetime. Get off the national mailing list. There's step number 4. All right, 21 more to go. Blackjack. So as we play the game, I want you to do something. If I talk to you on a phone call or Zoom, what it would be, I would ask you exactly what happened. You would tell me your friends and family got in your way, took it away from you too. See, the reality is the people around you screwed you over the most. It's just the truth. I'm sorry, we'll set you free. Now I need you to write down safety credit. Safety credit's like this. I want you to put a sticky on every card you have, revolving card. Write down the limit, what's 25, what's 29%. The next thing I want you to do is understand the line of defense. In your city today, you've watched Chase, B of A, Wells Fargo, and other banks and grocery stores shut down locations. They shut them down, they bankrupt it, sell the assets, and get a tax credit, so the IRS gives them a pat on the back. You screw up, you go home and go boo-hoo-hoo. So the reality is because you don't know how to play. Ultimate goal is very simple. So on all dashboards, credit bureaus and Credit Karma too, 0 to 29% is always green. 30 is yellow, 50 is red. See, you control the score going up and down, nobody else but you. So write down, sticky behind the card, never bring the pain home ever again, and learn how to play the game. Step number 5, 20 more to go. So you can call the office today at 800-510-3338 too. This is sponsored by racecredit.com. Ultimate goal. Now, I don't understand why people do this, but they do it all the time. In other words, when you buy a house, is there 2 people on that loan? That makes no damn sense to me. God made us one, but separately, we are separate people. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour, how can I help you?
Oh, you mean Steve.
Okay, so you want a 750 score, you want the credit card, you want corporation, you want the kitchen sink with that too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to rebuild you. I want you to play with me for 90 days, okay? That's all I need is 90 working days. But you're going to have to do what I ask you to. If you don't, I'm sorry, the reality is it's going to take a little longer, but that's on you. I want to repackage your whole life. Is that okay? So maybe you want to give one of those special reps a call, 800-510-3338. Have a blessed day today. So, car. I don't understand. A car should be fleet price, tax ID division. Right now, when you drive your car, it makes a noise, doesn't it? It's actually going quack, quack, you're a duck, you're a duck. Because when those bloodsuckers sue you, you're going to basically take everything you got. I'm talking about the billboards, the people on TV, those 44 attorneys. You see, there's a bumpity bump every 6 miles on the freeway. So you got choices today. Never, ever create a loan-to-value problem. So the $1 million dream is very simple. We can take a credit card to do that too. We can build you a $1 million card like this one. Get 9 Sixers cards. There's $9 million of credit for you. How much would you like? Because I'll bet you it's faster for me to build $1 million of credit for you than for you to put $1 million in the bank. Anywhere from $1,000 to $75,000 of credit. Remember, why don't you invest, borrow money because it's not taxable. All right. Also, buy your lifetime income because when you retire, your bills aren't going to go away. So it might be real estate, could be a franchise. Ultimate goal. See, what most people do when they have an emergency, they lose their job, they run out of time, they run out of money, and then they jack up their credit in 42 days. That's kind of silly and dumb, don't you think? The reality is very simple how to play. So let's remember today it's very simple. If you needed $5,000 now, you go ask your friends, your family, the bank, they're all going to say no. The average person wastes $50 every other day. So if I took this $5,000 credit card in my hand and I maxed it out, the payment is $50 a month. So what the average person kind of wastes away, all right, the reality is they're going to maintain a safety credit card. The next thing is they say the average person wastes $140 a week. That's $600 a month. These are each $50,000 cards. If I max them out the payment today, the payment is $612.26. So that means I could have got 2 pizza restaurants through a pandemic, or it made a bunch of money instead of bringing the pain home. Step number 6, by the way. Ultimate goal, 19 more to go. Reach in your goal, reach in your dream. First, I believe in God and I believe in me. Believe in yourself. The next thing I want you to focus on this. When I broke that record for the highest kick on the planet in 1981, I still hold that record today. And a lot of dummies keep saying, white man can't jump. Give me a break. Ridiculous. God gave you a gift and a dream. Why don't you see it, believe it, go get it? The ultimate goal. Let's go back to that SSN when we were little kids. Because we were sheep. Go get that to get a job. Well, we did what we were told to. We got that first check coming in. We planned to pay all those bills too. But then, what the heck happened to my check? Damn, I got half as much. What happened to the money? Well, the reality is the IRS gets their cut before you get the leftover. It's public record. So that's how we got to be quack, quack, quacks and ducks. You see, what happens is tax, probate when we die. Don't forget to file your 1040 tax return too. But you don't have to be a duck. You can learn how to play. But then that's up to you. You see, we got to remember, ever since Nixon took the gold standard out, they got the key to the printing press, and we became the collateral for the United States of America Incorporated. So if we write down Ray's rules today, and I got you 2 cards up to $100,000 for credit, and I told you to use 29%, that would give you $71,000 of safety credit in case blanket the fan, pandemic, or lost your job. You get to feed your family up to 2 years. See, remember, when you take your money and your credit and roll down for the dice for the business, that's called stupidity. You should have been a CFO for a corporation, use corporate credit so you can write it all off. So we're not going to bring the pain home anymore. We're going to do it the right way. That's why we call it Ray's Rules. That's step number 7 today. Ultimate goal, me, I've been in 2 comas. First coma, 5.5. I was paralyzed for life. But then the voice said, get up, and I got up after I crawled to the toilet, grabbing that shag carpet. Last coma, 2009. But there I am. Got to come back and play with you. Why don't you Google that address today? 3202 Portofino Circle, Huntington Beach. You'll find the largest U-Dock in Huntington Harbor. I don't go small. I go to the biggest. So you got choices today. Me, I'm from Show Me State. The ability is to help every one of you. Came out of the coma, walked around with an oxygen tank. All right, found out my wife signed that POA I thought was a dream. And that man stole everything we had that day. So the bottom line is my score back to an 820. Then I popped up to a credit card up to $1 million. See, you got choices today. Getting to the $1 million dream is simple. Win the lottery, inherit the money, or get a raise. Or let me rebuild you, because it's faster than that too. Ultimate goal, write down 5 closet divisions. I want you to focus on something. A division of a corporation is a legal person. So I always have a backup for a backup. So keep in mind, fighting through the pain, I use that credit right away. So the ultimate goal is going to be up to you. See, credit saved my life. I got back on my feet. It's what it can do for you too. But that's a corporation, 3 divisions, a line of defense, and that equals $1 million of corporate credit for you. Ultimate goal, repackaging your whole life. One of the houses, one of my first cars, and the bank account too. We can always basically repackage your life. So God's delays aren't God's denials. We got the ability, so let's focus on something. We were sheep and ducks because when they sue us, we have to duck. We only get 1 SSN. That's what we're entitled to on the planet today. Creates a 1040. SSN equals 1040 tax return. We get 1. A corporation gets an SS4 equals 1120. All right, the tax return. Now, the corporation only gets 1 tax ID. But the reality is how to play the game is what I created in 1985 and 86. See, divisions are legal people. Every division's entitled to its own credit reports. Under tax ID, we can daisy chain credit into the millions. Again, it's up to you. Keep in mind, let's pretend today, if you won the lottery, you're going to lose it in 6 years because you don't know how to play with money. All right, let's pretend I wrote you a check for $1 million right now. Your choice is simple. SSN, your personal bank account, is taxed on everything you do. SS4 doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. So if you put that in your personal bank account, I'm going to think that was stupid. Okay, you only get to keep $375. If you put it in a corporation, I'm going to think you're smart. Because a corporation doesn't pay tax till it makes a profit. Pension plan, annuities, profit sharing, medical, dental, life insurance, policy, company car, and more. And SS4 is the opportunity for the dream to win the battle and make sure you don't bring the damn pain home. Step number 8 today. So if we play the game correctly, SSN is tax. SS4 is not taxed till it's profitable. So the ultimate goal. Now let's talk about Mary here. Mary's a nice lady, Ivy League education, all right, literally working for a Fortune 500 company. All right, she turns around and gives her CPA and attorney each $10,000 apiece. They sit there going like a bunch of dummies. What does Mary do? She uses $98,000 of her personal credit. Took her 810 and went plop to a 591. See, the problem Mary had, she should have learned to be the CFO. When her score dropped, she went to her attorney and CPA and go, what happened? They sit there like a bunch of dummies like they usually do, going, beep, 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 beep. The attorney can look at the lease. The accountant can look at the money coming in. That's all they're, good for most of the time anyway. So what Mary should have done, before the restaurant filed bankruptcy, before she filed bankruptcy, lost her house, and her husband divorced her last year, she should have been a CFO for a corporation. The restaurant should have been a division. Kept the other pieces and never brought the pain home like the banks and grocery stores do. See, that's what you've been doing, bringing the pain home to you. We can look at Sam's Club, who basically bankrupt 63 locations 2 years before the pandemic, 1,910 across the globe. Whenever it's Chase, Wells Fargo, or B of A grocery stores. They use branch numbers. They use tax IDs and subsidiaries. In the beginning, I want you to focus on, divisions and tax IDs. I want you to have the ability to not bring the pain home ever again. Step number 9. So it's like when the cities in the past filed bankruptcy. I didn't believe Robert Sitcron is the fault of Orange County bankruptcy. So I went down to the court building the next day. I wanted to find out how they did it. How does a city file bankruptcy? Simple. The United States of America Incorporated set up 50 corporations called states. States set up corporations called cities. They planned the problem like I'm trying to convince you to do. They created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act, in case blank hit the fan too. Ultimate goal is very simple. Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you bring the pain home. Now let's talk about companies you're familiar with, like Apple. Apple Computer files bankruptcy in 97, out of business. Mr. Bill Gates got indicted 4 times for monopoly. There's the indictment in front of you. Next thing, what Mr. Gates did is he wrote a check from a line of credit. See, borrowed money is not taxable. It costs him nothing to write a check for $150 million because he wrote it all off and they get to pay the payment for him too. So remember, that corporation getting credit's a good thing. You can offset the credit and the tax, and all the interest rate too. To me, corporate credit's free money. So if we look at our SSN, quack, 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 on a 1040 tax return, and we look at an SS4, and then we think about the word bankruptcy. Now, that doesn't mean I have the intent to defraud or file bankruptcy. It means I have the intent to protect my family too, just like you, right? So why don't you Google bankruptcy today and look what it says on the form. SSN SS4. It's like, who wants to be the damn duck? Banks and grocery stores do their branches. Wouldn't your divisions do the same thing to protect you and your family? But that's up to you at the end of the day. Step number 10 and 15 more to go. 1 SSN, 1 SS4. If the divisions get more, we get to play the game and learn how to win too. You see, the SSN gives you 1 chance. That's why 9 out of 10 people have bad credit. SS4 gives you a chance to try again and again. Bottom line is pretty simple. As long as I'm trying, I'm not dying. If I'm not trying, I might as well be dead. So what did I learn? I was 7.5 years old. I was listening to a poker game. Mrs. Hope, they had all those rich and famous people going blah, 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 smoking cigars and basically drinking their whatever they're drinking that day. They said a corporation's a legal person. I wrote it down. They told me I was weird. I rode my bicycle the next day to the Torrance Police Department. There's a library next door. I walked in and said, ma'am, what does this mean? She was not very nice. That librarian was like I won't say, but she wasn't nice at all. She said, here's a mock piece of book. Slammed down the book. I'm 7.5. I've been used and abused. Now I got this woman giving me shit too. Are you kidding me? So I read the book. You've been looking for that book all your life too. Guess what? All it said is a corporation's a legal person may sue or be sued. Where's my blueprint? Where's the rules and where's the tools? Doesn't happen. So I went back to that library almost every day till I was 9.5 years old, selling my seeds and my clackers and mowing yards. I started Helping Hand Industries at 9.5. Look at them, Secretary of State of California. I got 100,000 in the mail, got named in the movie Dave, and they went worldwide. So the bottom line is going to be up to you to pay attention. Now, if you got a corporation that's a couple years old, guess what? check the state. It could be dissolved or not active. Okay, because usually after about 17 months they kill the corporations. Now remember, corporations, Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour can help you. All right, so you want to get a corporation and you were told an LLC. Okay, well, all corporations are good. Let me give you some, okay, you want to ask a question. All right. How long does it take to get a corp and how long does it take to get credit? Okay, how bad's your credit today? You filed a bankruptcy and you have bad credit, so you have shitty credit. Okay. All right, you brought the pain home. Well, let's understand something. You will never get corporate credit unless you are a qualified CFO. Every corporate application asks for the CFO, and that has to be you. You're the founder. So I can get a corporation done right away. I can get you in the program. I'm going to tell you 3 to 6 months to rebuild your personal credit. Be the qualified CFO, even guarantee it, and build the corporation simultaneously. So that's what we're going to do. So we got a couple programs. One's like $1,000 for $10,000. One's like $2,500 for $25,000, and all the goodies. All right. So the bottom line is, why don't you call the office, ask for a specialist, 800-510-3338. All right. Have a blessed day. So let's keep in mind, corporations have 4 quarters: March, June, September, December. The goal is to rebuild you, $750. Experience changing Equifax to tax ID, building cash credit, because we get to write it all off. It's like free money. So the corporation should always focus on a corp in 3 divisions. The ultimate goal is very simple: up to $100,000 of personal credit for safety, $100,000 of personal credit in each division, because that way you can focus on franchise, duplex, or leveraging money, whatever type of business you want to do. So real estate, profit sharing, leveraging money, franchise. So focus. Once you get the credit, you got to create a money coming in, because you got to pay the credit back. You get to write off all the pieces, and that's half the fun anyway. So keep in mind, the ultimate goal is to be the entrepreneur you wanted to be. Now remember, there's only 10 great credit cards for personal business on the planet. That's only 10. All right, but they work for personal and business simultaneously, for the corporation in the 3 divisions. So as an affiliate, which I am, 119 creditors, I can build creditor SSN, SS4. That's the ultimate goal. I can do it for a person, corp, division, or subsidiary. So I can build as much credit as you want based on the millions and millions of dollars I have on my dashboards, over 10 million. And I've built over 5.1 billion for clients over the last 44 years anyway. We get to play. So let's look at an SS4 form. Here it is. I'd like all of you to go to irs.gov and download your own today too. So the application employee identification number, EIN, says legal name of entity or individual person for whom is requesting. By the way, that means you're a bookkeeper. All right. The only way you can get more than one is to call divisions, the way I set up in 85. So inquiries, remember, dashboards usually say after 6, it's automatic decline. So I can't waste inquiries. My system allows me to do a peekaboo. If it says no, we're not ready, because I'm not going to waste an inquiry on you. From there, I get to pick what card I want. So as we do this, remember, a card, all right, can be daisy chained 16 times. Okay, 16 times. That means I can have a corp like in front of you, 16 sister cards. I can daisy chain it and create more credit right away. But again, that's how you finance that American dream. You create the line of defense. You can even get a pack of 10 at a time. It's going to be up to you. See, the only way you're going to get more credit is divisions. All right, and we can multiply the credit to finance whatever American dream you have. But we get to write it all off. And here's the application even allows, and it tells you, would you like a division card too? See, it's right in front of you. So we can get basically 16 tax IDs and 16 credit reports if you did it the right way. Make sure you have no intent to do fraud. Ultimate goal. So if you have a corp, if it's current, I'll build that one for you. If not, I'll put you what's called a starter package. This is basically a starter package to millionaires. This is for beginners. Rebuild the credit, wrapper, rescore. Articles are always free. So if you spent thousands for a corporation, you kind of wasted money. Office list, tax ID, setup in level 1. Live classes with me up to 90 days on Wednesday and Saturday. It also comes with $10,000 of cash credit. See, I want to give you 10 times your money back. Now, we normally would charge $2,000 for this. But again, because of the show, it's half price of $9.99 to you, and you get 10 times the money back, $10,000 of credit. All right, that's basically a webinar price for you. Millionaire in the making, that's basically someone who wants a lot of money because they want to go get the business right away. Now, that comes at $25,000 of cash credit. Normally $5,000. But half price with me is $2,499, and you get 10 times your money back. And all you had to do basically is Zelle. Take a picture of Zelle today. I'm the recipient, or instead of a phone number, it's ray@raisecredit.com, and you push send. Pretty simple to do. Now, as we play the game, I want you to understand, as you build your business, there's going to be someone who says, are you a member of the Better Business Bureau? Now, Greg Sullivan and I, all right, in 1979, we sued them and proved they were a fraud. Okay? So understand, we're not spending $650 to be blackmailed by the BBB, who is federally indicted, and they're a fraud. Okay, not only do they blackmail companies that have DNF ratings from Wolfgang Puck, Walt Disney, even Mickey Mouse, even me. So keep in mind, there's the indictment. Courts have even said get out of the city. CNN in 2020 will not lie to you. So keep in mind, as I've helped rich and famous people, there's Arnold, there's Michael, God rest his soul, Kevin Costner, there's Mr. Fishburne and Mama, and don't forget Mr. Clinton too. Kind of fun. But I've been helping rich and famous people for years. So keep in mind, as we play the game, rebuild you $750, Experian, change your Equifax under tax ID credit, and build up to $1 million of corporate credit, because it's free money. But to write it all off. Now, I created a program for people coming out of prison. Okay? See, they deserve a second chance. I did a rapid refresh. Here's Freeway Ricky Ross from my neighborhood. I got him 2 golds and platinums cards. He can push up to $4 million if he wants to. And that was in about 6 months. This is Thomas. Thomas was in prison for 26 years. Within 6 months, guess what? He's got a dump truck business doing millions. You see, it's called See It, Believe It, Go Get It. Beat your doubt, run your race, and sometimes you have to get out of your own way, step number 11 today. So keep in mind, getting past go. God's gift, one of the mansions there right in front of you. I like the race boats and the yachts parked in the backyard. Where you park yours? Helicopter, Lamborghini, or building 2. See, we got the ability to get you here. Let's get you to level 1 in setup for at least 90 working days. That way you basically learn how to play the game and set that divisions up to get up to that $1 million of credit right away. So I have the Millionaires Founders Kit. When I was at the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years, Bonaventure every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., get a hold of me. I'd sell the Millionaires Founders Kit for $5,000. 1,000 steps, rules, and tools, 12 books, and CDs. The Office, they sell for $9.99. I give half price on a webinar of $4.99. So if you want the blueprint, it's right in front of you. It's $9.99. No, it's $4.99 to you because you do it right away and you Zelle. Now, I have a problem with people selling people on a mailing list. When Rebecca's driver's license was sold, her home address, and the man killed her at the front door, she was a client. I met her through Robin. Okay? The reality is people sell you on a mailing list all the time. Use your driver's license and you show where you live. I think it's a mistake. Your driver's license should be P.O. Box or mailing address. But again, do what you want to do. It's called Ray's Rules. All right, never bring the pain home. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour, how can I help you? Okay, so you have bad credit. All right, what else? You have a divorce. Was it your fault or hers? Well, if it was your fault, I'm not going to help you. If it's her fault, I'll help her instead of you. I want to help the good person. The other person, and I don't want to help them. Why would I want to help that person who screwed it up? Oh, we have to forgive. Well, I forgive everybody, so I guess we'll have to forgive both of you. All right, so what do we need to do? You have a house and you're fighting with your ex-wife. Well, then nobody wins in that. I mean, the bottom line is give her the damn house. Let it go. Stomp your foot and say, let it go. All you do is sing the song. I'll get you another house. Okay? Why drag on the problem? Let's rebuild your credit. Let's do the corporation. Let's build your life. Okay. All right, you're going to keep watching the show. Don't forget the phone number, 800-510-3338. Ray Reynolds, Credit Hour. How can I help you? How long does it take? Well, like I said, here it's 90 working days. Worst case, 180 days. But that means you have to listen. All right? If you have debts that keep hitting your credit report again and again, remember, I'm going to tell you to kill the debt, negotiate, solve the problem. Okay? What takes longer is you not following through what I tell you to do. That's why I do all the classes all through Saturday or Wednesday. So call the number, 800-510-3338. It's all you got to do. Have a blessed day. So step number 12, divisions. The thing that made a difference in my life was divisions, because divisions allow me to do multiple functions. My cleaning companies, my donut chain, my inventions, all the things that I was doing. But then I focused on disconnect, isolate, incorporate. You see, let's say we did real estate. I had $841 million of real estate before my coma. Okay, having fun. From there, a corporation can get cash credit, but every division so can it too, because the division's a legal person. As we do that, it's public record. For instance, if I got you this gold card up to $1 million, okay, for the corporation, then would you like 9 sister cards? That's the goal. Every division could have a credit line. Every division can have a house. Every division can have a franchise. That's how the banks and grocery stores do this. So if you screwed up one, you got 8 left to go. You set up another one again and again. You never bring the pain home to you and your family ever again, too. So I wrote buckets of money, tax balance, and become the bank. Because I think everybody should be the millionaire corporation, don't you? Now, here's the problem we have. The problem is you. What did you do? You turned around, literally, and what you did for yourself is very simple. When you went and bought your car, okay, they sweat you for 5 hours, you lose $5,000, and you got up to 9 inquiries. If you do it my way, it's very simple, because they hand you a piece of paper, and they say, we need to run your credit, and then you fill it out and go, man, I'm a sheep. That's when you have to stop. You have to stop right then and think, when you give them that piece of paper, next to your signature, you write down allows 1 inquiry, and then you take a picture with your cell phone. You don't allow people to use and abuse you again. This is ridiculous. All right, I don't understand why you did it in the first place. You control this. So guess what? Step 13. As you play the game, I would like you to think about, if you're truly an entrepreneur, fleet price, tax ID division. All right, you know why? Because you get fleet price, it's a tax ID, it's a division. The credit, it doesn't show up on the personal credit report, and it's completely a corporate car. When you try to write off your car and your tax person says no, because it's registered to you. Why don't we use a corporate car so we can write everything off? Even the gas and all the goodies too. Not mine, but I got the keys. Isn't that the way you should play? So the bottom line today is like when you go to the grocery store and the bank and you drive your car, if you get a little bumpity bump, the person's going to scream their head off because there's cameras everywhere. And then they're going to say, driver's license, insurance, registration, please. Then your heart falls out of your chest and you go, I wish I would listen to Ray. Oh, well, it's too bad that day. See, the driver's license says your home address, right? The insurance, really, you pay for that out of your paycheck? I think that's kind of dumb, but that's okay. The reality is a corporation can pay for the insurance before anything is considered. It's not taxable. But no matter what I say or do at the end of the day, that car's still registered to you. So all you got to do when you drive the car is go quack, 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 I'm a duck, because when I get sued, I got a duck. Every 22 minutes on a freeway, you see a bumpity bump. You see the billboards of those bloodsuckers. You see 44 on TV every day. Why don't you do this? Put the registered owner as a division of a corporation. So when they sue you at the end of the day, they get diddly squat. Why not? But that's up to you too. Ultimate goal. So how do we play? Corporation 3 division, step 14. Every car can be financed or leased under tax ID and fleet price. When I had my first 17 houses, I was 17 years old. I couldn't get number 18. I was collecting because it was fun. But see, the loan to value kept hurting my credit. You can't go past 17. So I transferred to the divisions. Not only did it free up my credit report, but I also separate liability. See, your paycheck should be your break-even off your house payment. Now remember, rich and famous people don't pay tax because they're smarter than you and me. But guess what? I kind of trained them too. Amazon's first 10 billion to trillion? See, they're not playing any game. They're doing what they're allowed to do. It doesn't matter, there's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do because it's the way the rules are. So it doesn't matter if he's a trillionaire and have a spaceship. It doesn't matter if the next thing's got a spaceship or the next one too. You see, the Internal Revenue Service, IRS Incorporated, is a legal person too. So keep in mind, it's very simple today. Corporations only pay tax when they make a profit. So why would they want to make and pay tax when they don't have to? So you can learn to play the game too if you wanted to. But again, let's look at Carl. You can Google him. He's great. I love it. The man makes over $500 million a year as a paycheck. But he's got a loan, a Bank of America, with $1.2 billion. He hasn't used it all, but the debt offset the taxes. So he pays no state or federal tax because borrowed money is not taxable. Maybe someday you'll learn how to play the game too. So again, you can always call the office, 800-510-3338. Ultimate Go, and don't forget this is sponsored by RaceCredit.com. If you give us referrals, remember you get 10% back. So when they Zelle in, they add your name as the message, and we Zelle back to you. We get to play the game and make money. I like making money. It pays the bills. Should you set up Dun & Bradstreet for divisions? Well, that's a good question, but it's a bad question. Well, first of all, Dun & Bradstreet is a charter number. You will never have a separate Dun & Bradstreet for divisions, period. The only main thing that makes divisions a separate credit reports is tax ID. Dun & Bradstreet is going to show it all. So, but you got to go to a Dun & Bradstreet class that I have like this weekend. But again, that's all you have to do is learn how to play. See, like right here, I got 9 specialty classes that I do all the time. I want to make sure I repackage your whole life because that's half the fun. So as we get to do the game and we get to play. And that's the ultimate goal. There are 9 specialty classes. So let's think. I'm going to give you a statement of guarantee. Half the page is in red ink. So if you play by the rules and do what I ask you to do, we're okay. If I don't follow through, you get your money back. The point is, you got to do what you're asked to do to make sure it works for both ends. You got to be part of the program. Because I'm going to do a rapid rescore. I'm going to block crap. I'm going to push scores up, and away. I'm going to make sure if I have to get you credit now, I do that too. So I'm going to give you 100% to times 10 your money back on your personal business credit. So that way you gain by building this relationship. That's the goal. Rebuilding your credit. Rapid score, usually $1,000. Today it's half price of $4.99. Go to the class on Saturday for free. It's simple. You want to make sure you get $1,000 or a cash card back. But then it's $4.99. You doubled your money back. You're guaranteed a $750 in writing. And now you have no excuses. On top of that, step 15, 10 more to go. And you Zelle now. That's all you got to do. So rebuild that starter package. Rebuild the credit, rapid score, articles, Oscillus tax ID, setup in level 1, Wednesday and Saturday, live with me. I don't like pre-recorded crap on classes, never. $10,000 of cash credit. So the goal is very simple. That way, instead of $2,000, it's normally $9.99, 10 times the money back to you. No more excuses. Ultimate goal, you want $25,000, it's called Millionaires in the Making. Normally $5,000. Half price on that is $2,499. Ray Reynolds, the Credit Hour, how can I help you? Okay, so you like what you hear, so why aren't you calling the office? Oh, you have a question. All right, should I do the divisions before I incorporate? No, you're not allowed to. It's a misdemeanor. The division is tied to the corporation versus you. The DB of you is a sole proprietor, which just means a dummy. Okay, a division of a corporation is make sure you're not a dummy. Okay, so the divisions are after the corporation's filed. If not, you're breaking the rules and the law. It's public record. So call that number, 800-510-3338. So again, have a blessed day. All right, so instead of $5,000, $25,000 of credit back to you, 10 times your investment is $24.99. And all you have to do is Zelle, and that's all you got to do. Simple thing. See, run your life through a corporation in conjunction. That makes sense. Step 16. Now, pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Let's see what this means. Your paycheck is taxable income. You pay the payment, gas, registration, insurance for the car. You should be yelling no and driving a company car like I do, so that we can write it all off. Step 17. Now, I'd like all of you to go to irs.gov, download an SS4 form today. Equals 1120. Line 10 right in front of you, it says banking and credit purposes. So corporate credit's like free money, right off the interest rate, and the credit card maintain the payment. IRS public record. So everybody can go, it's number 18, irs.gov, download an SS4 form to find out factually verifiable too. Simple thing to do. See, we don't have to be a bunch of ducks and go quack, quack, quack. Just look at the United States of America Incorporated when they set up their 50 corporations called states and the cities too. See, they created that Chapter 9 bankruptcy in case something happened. They get to bankrupt the debts of a city and stay in business. In other words, they planned the problem too. Remember, we are the people. It's our constitutional right to incorporate now. Ultimate goal is going to be up to you. Nixon took the gold standard out. They got the key to the printing press, and all they do is keep printing money. Now remember, when that happened, every woman at the hospital who delivered a baby is now, from that day forward, handed an SSN form. See, we're bonded by the government, all right, literally bonded, and they print money because of an SSN. All right, we're their collateral. So a woman cannot leave that hospital unless she signs an SSN for her baby. The baby can't go the stroller, the car seat cannot even go home. It's federally mandated. Ray Reynolds, how can I help you? The Credit Hour. Okay. All right, you want to get a hold of Brenda. So you're calling during their live class. Okay. Well, she's at 800-510-3338. And you have a question. All right. And you deal with Dr. Bennett. Okay, sounds good. And your question is, how many divisions can a corp have? Well, division can have 3 subdivisions, 2 and 1 more. But then get into the class, we'll teach you some more too. All right, give her a call. Have a blessed day. All right, so remember something today. On the website, you'll see you don't need to guarantee. That's BS. To get corporate credit, you have to guarantee as a CFO. So remember, I want to get you cash credit cards, lines of credit to that as well, supply credit, vendor credit, marketing credit, lease credit, and gas cards too. But I got to make you the qualified CFO first, because you're not getting corporate credit unless you're a qualified CFO. Oh, you're going to try the trade line stuff. Yeah, the trade line stuff. Look at the Fair Lending Act. The Fair Lending Act says they're fraud because it's not really yours. So remember, corporations and credit cards, all that's a free money. We can write it all off once I make you the qualified CFO. Your choice is simple. You could win the battle. All right, the bottom line, you should have won it a long time ago. As we do this, remember today, when you buy a house, it's Ray's rules: escrow, close, homestead, trust. If you don't do that, they sue you, they take it away. When you die, it's stuck into probate and your family got diddly squat. So keep in mind today, if you fix up a property, hire that contractor, really good. They hired the subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. But if you don't plan the problem, when they sue you, all right, screw you, they take everything you got. So planning the problem means you take a property and quickly deed it to a division, assignment of equity. So at the end of the day, if they try to sue you, they literally get diddly squat. Why not? Keep in mind, I like irrevocable trust. You might want to think about that too. So step number 19, you got 6 more to go. So people go, I want to pay tax. It's like, stop the crap. Corporations don't pay tax till they make a profit. So the reality is, if you're trying to play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess, knock it off. Go back to irs.gov, download a form called 656, 433A and B, solve your problem, get all that free money Biden's sending out to all that, get your butt back in the system right away. That's step number 20 today. When you fix up properties, let's remember something. Instead of using your money, you set up the divisions. You can save up to 70% to get all the things you need in an open account. The bill isn't due for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. Escrow closes, they pays off the debt for you. Now you got up to $200,000 left over. What do? You master Ray's rules, leveraging money. Borrow money's not taxable when you set up the line of defense. By the way, that's called step 21, called blackjack. Here's my office when I was into the coma and I got to die and come back and help you. My office was 1 Technology Drive, Irvine, California. 22,000 square foot building. Other locations in other states doing up to $1 million a day. Bank would come over the time going, because when you got money, they like to kiss your assets. You don't have a pot, you know what? They don't know your name. So keep in mind today, the banks borrow from the feds times 10 and loan back 5 to you. The money comes from that escrow. You could have leveraged it into $3 million to borrow money, raised rules, and got a free McDonald's, by the way. So your goal is your corporation should be a management company. All right, just like the banks and grocery stores do, you master the steps, disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Division screws up, never bring the pain home. You have the ability to use tax ID and divisions. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Step 22. All right, that means you have 3 more today for you. What are you willing to lose? You've already messed up the family many times with the credit. Corporations, when they sue, they come after you. Without the divisions creating the line of defense, you're a duck. When we play the game, we have to lose a piece or two. At the end of the day, everybody wants to be checkmate. But again, you have to learn to play step 23. 2 more to go for you. It's simple. I got to be stealing and begging. You have a trash can used and abused. I didn't like living in hell. I knew if I basically could see it, believe it, go get it, I could do so. I bought my first Lamborghini. I was 14 and a half from an auction. I love Lamborghinis. They're not mine, but I get to go boom, boom, boom when I'm having a bad day. Reaching the dream. Think and be the impossible. Why not? Ray's rules will teach you that today. Millionaire maker. You got choices today to learn how to play if you want to. It's a corporation in 3 divisions. That's what you have to focus on. Now, how did the 14th Amendment turn corporations into people? It did. So that means the United States of America Incorporated sets up 50 corporations, and then they set up cities. They created a line of defense, but you didn't set up yours. You're kind of past due on that today, aren't you? You have the ability to play the game right away if you want to. I got to get everybody to level 1 in setup right away. Wednesday and Saturday, that's the next step for you. Because that way you can play with me live all the time. You can listen and learn and we get to play. Now keep in mind the Millionaire's Founders Kit. 1,000 steps are in the books and CDs. Office charges $1,000. I always give half price of $4.99 on a live webinar. A live basically broadcast too. And use Zelle $4.99. So as we play the game, never have joint credit. House to buy, escrow close, homestead put in a trust. So the corporation, we have to focus on divisions for real estate, franchise, current business. And what we got to do is master the line of defense using Ray's rules. Ultimate goal. So that corporation should have cash credit so you can write it all off and finance the business and get the American dream. That way it's faster to do that than anything else. That's step 24. You got 1 more to go, and that's all it is for today. Rebuilding you. $750. $100,000 of credit, corporation $100,000, every division too. Franchise, duplex, leveraging money. The program is very simple. I want to give you 100% to 10 times your money back through personal business credit. I want to take away all your excuses today. You should have did this a long time ago. Rebuilding the credit, usually $9.98 with Rapid, $4.99 today. Classes on Saturday live with me. All right, 180 days at the most, usually average case 90. But $1,000 cash card, $4.99, guaranteed a 750 score. and it's a broadcast price to you. It's called Zell, Zell, Zell. That's all you got to do. Keep in mind, if you need the starter package, rebuild the credit, rapid score, articles, office tax ID, set up on level 1, Wednesday or Saturday, 90 days, $10,000 of cash credit back to you. So remember, broadcast price is $9.99. You get 10 times your money back. Very simple. Millionaire in the making, $25,000 of credit. Instead of $5,000, it's $2,499 today. And that gives you the ability to Zell, Zell, Zell right away. Keep in mind, this is the year you should become the corporate millionaire. Okay, 2022, corporation with 3 divisions. The ultimate goal is very simple. All right, we got to stay safe and strong. We got to do our best while Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal, number 25, is make sure you have the office number. Make sure you know how to call 800-510-3338. The ability to see it, believe, and go get it. No excuses from now on. So the reality at the end of the day, we got to do our best. We got to let God do the rest. Amen to that too. And never, never forget, God loves us all.